Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance Thickwin. Volunteer pilots in North Dakota are already credited with saving lives, and they're training now to be ready for their next call.
And I'm Amber French. Civil Air Patrol crews saved 3 people in North Dakota last year and 34 nationwide. They're volunteers, but they're often the first in the air when someone goes missing or after severe weather hits. To stay ready, pilots gathered in Moorhead this weekend for advanced all-weather training.
The state has more than 200 adult members and 120 cadets spread across squadrons in Fargo, Bismarck, Minot, and other communities. When an emergency call comes in, a CAP or CAP plane can usually be airborne in an hour.
We want to make sure that our pilots are proficient and are ready to go in the case of an emergency, so that when we are called out, we are ready to go, and there's no concern about us being proficient or being able to complete the mission.
Crews will meet weekly throughout the winter with the next statewide training planned for next spring.
A new city council vote is changing the way one local community is going about recycling. In 2023, the city of Minot began a recycling program that said people had 3 months to opt out of participating in the curbside recycling program. And if they didn't, they had to pay a $2.60 monthly recycling fee. However, now Minot City Council voted to end the mandate, and Utilities Director Jason Sorensen says customers can now call and opt out if they wish to do so, whenever they want to. Sorensen says this is now a fully voluntary program, but a high dropout rate could cause a slight impact.
To the sanitation program, depending on how many people opt out, now we're dedicating an entire day of garbage collection to recycling, which could potentially be a very small number of people. I would ask what the if it's worth it, if we're to the point where we're only serving, a couple or a few thousand people. At the landfill level, it's not a huge amount, but it is more trash that's going into the garbage versus, going into other uses.
He says when the program originally rolled out, there was an 80% participation rate throughout the community. Residents can also continue to get their recycling picked up, of course, at the same monthly rate. One project specifically focused on supporting veterans is making its way back to North Dakota. The American Red Cross and Gate City Bank are continuing their Quilts for Veterans project this holiday season. So from now until November 11th, quilt makers can drop off handmade or purchase quilts and fleece blankets at any Gate City Bank across North Dakota locations. Then after Veterans Day, these quilts will be distributed to veterans in VA hospitals, care facilities, and at stand-down events across the region.
It's wonderful to see the smiles on their faces, and you will find that a lot of them get very emotional. Many of them, especially the veterans that are from the Vietnam War, they have felt very slighted, and when something is done for them, they are so grateful and so appreciative and very much embrace, anything like that that's given to them.
The Red Cross says hundreds of quilts have been provided to veterans since the program began in 2022. That is awesome. Now let's take a look at our forecast. Good morning, Andre.
And good morning to you too, Amber, and also as well as you, Chance. And looking here in Williston, we are seeing those cool conditions with a temperature at 48 degrees with winds out of the north and west at 10 miles per hour. But look how beautiful it looks this morning, folks. All those really good day Dakota colors at this time. And as far as what's going on in the great city of Watford City, we're seeing those quiet conditions too. And guess what? The current temperature here is also at a very crisp 48 degrees. Winds out of the south and west at 6 miles per hour. Now looking ahead throughout the rest of the day, folks, we're going to be watching out for those very quiet conditions, and also we're going to be watching for those really nearly perfect temperatures, so that's something to really enjoy. And also we're just going to remain quiet throughout the week as well, so it's really nothing to really much talk about. Now the reason why we are seeing the nice temperatures and quiet conditions today is because of this area of high pressure, and that's going to continue to draw in the slightly cooler temperatures because of this cold front that pushed through yesterday, and also it's going to be ushering ushering in that dry air from Canada. Now, looking at our current storm team radar, we're continuing to see those mainly sunny conditions, and this is just going to continue throughout the day today, folks. So really don't have to worry about any sort of rain and hardly any clouds around the viewing area too. So that's going to really be nice. So if you got any plans to do, go ahead and do them. It's going to be a really good time for it. I advise to eat lunch outside and read a good book. And once we get into our current temperatures right now, our temperatures are mainly in the 40s and the 50s. So it's feeling a little bit on that crisp to mild side this morning. Feeling a little bit more like fall. But here's the thing, temperatures throughout the day today will be feeling like a little bit of late summer, with temperatures increasing into the mid to upper 70s and maybe even a low 80 there in Wolf Point. So that's something to really watch out for. But once we get into as far as how this is going to compare to normal, it's going to be about 5 to 15 degrees above normal. So it's going to be quite a warm day to say the least. Once we get into tonight, temperatures will drop back down into the 40s. So it's going to be feeling rather cool overnight tonight. But as we head into our Wednesday, look at this, folks. Temperatures will increase into the low to mid 80s. So it's going to be feeling quite warm around here. And do I say near 90 degrees there in Wolf Point for our Wednesday? So that's something to really watch out for. And these temperatures are going to be running about 10 to 20 degrees above normal for this time of year. So it's going to be feeling like a little bit of summertime instead of fall. But hey, we got plenty of fall to go, folks. So just hang on tight. Now, looking here in Williston, we will be seeing those temperatures drop back down, however, into the 70s on Thursday and into our weekend. And we will see those mainly sunny skies still around as well. And we will be seeing breezy winds throughout the week this week around Wednesday and Friday. Now, looking here in the Dickinson area too, the breezy winds does return for our Friday as well. And we will see those temperatures remain in the mid to upper 70s. Now, looking here in the Magic City, we're going to be seeing 70s today, 80s tomorrow, and we will see those temperatures drop back down into the mid 70s for our Thursday, and then the 70s will continue into our Friday with breezy winds, and then we're going to see those temperatures remain into the mid to upper 70s for our weekend and into early next week. And that same thing goes here for the capital city too. So you guys, it looks like conditions are going to remain on the late summer side, if you will.
All righty, for Amber, Andre, and I, everyone here at KX News, I'm Chance Dicklin. Have a great one.